In 1933, Adolf Hitler raised to power in Germany. From 1933 until 1939, Hitler and his National Socialist Party, known as the Nazi Party, instituted harsh racial policies aimed predominantly against the Jewish population of Germany. Policies included random deportations and arrests of Jews, and extreme restrictions on the roles that Jews would be allowed to play in the Aryan, or white segments of German society. The Nazis graded races in order of alleged superiority, with black people and Jews at the bottom of the hierarchy. Homosexuals, Gypsies and others were also condemned. In 1939, with the German invasion of Poland and the eventual annexation of countries all across Europe, these racial policies were extended into all countries under Nazi control. Under the Nazi rule, the final solution was instituted in 1942, calling for the mass extermination of Jews, eventually leading to the deaths of 6 million Jews by 1945, which is known as the Holocaust. In 1945, Allied forces defeated Germany and the Nazi regime offered their unconditional surrender. In the wake of the Nazi period, the new democratic government of Germany, together with the Allied forces that remained in the region, attempted to stop the renewal of Nazi ideology through a policy of denazification. But Nazis' ideology never died. Beginning in the 1960s, some former Nazis began to once again embrace the ideologies, as well as encourage the younger generation to support it. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1990 and the subsequent reunification of East and West Germany allowed for the considerable growth of Nazism in the area. These Nazis who emerged after the fall of the original Nazi regime are called neo-Nazis. Actually, Nazi is a contraction of the German words meaning National Socialism. Neo-Nazis, literally meaning new Nazis, is a general term referring to all social or political movements that work to reintroduce concepts of the Nazi regime, and are based upon the racial policies of fascism. Neo-Nazi groups are largely defined by their philosophies, which are based upon an allegiance to Adolf Hitler, and usually include a dedication to anti-Semitism and racism. These groups can be militaristic and on occasion violent. Neo-Nazi organizations often believe that they belong outside of the law and the political process and advocate the overthrow of the ruling government. The neo-Nazi position advocates killing or expelling non-natives with the belief that such action would be the best way to deal with any social, political or economic problems that exist in their nation. Neo-Nazi groups have actively been involved in discovering ways to put their vision of overthrowing the state into practice. Often organizing as paramilitary groups, neo-Nazi branches are involved in physical training as well as training in explosives and the handling of weapons. They generally operate outside of the realm of the central political arena but can often find allies with far-right politicians. The neo-Nazis wants to see the end of society as we know it, and the building of a new one based on principles of racial purity, where each race stays in their assigned nation. Immigrants in this mindset are considered as invaders. Neo-Nazi groups can be found internationally, including in modern-day Germany, despite aggressive governmental attempts to limit their influence on society. Neo-Nazi groups, particularly in the United States, are linked with other hate groups, particularly the white power movement whose goal is to create a white racist state. Neo-Nazi groups exist in Britain, as well as a strong presence in the former Soviet Union. In Ukraine, one such group is the Azov movement. The group grew into a battalion that fought pro-Russian forces in the eastern Donbass region. By November of 2014, the Azov battalion had been upgraded to the status of a regiment and incorporated into the Ukrainian National Guard. Azov is a far-right all-volunteer infantry military unit, comprising of ultra-nationalists who are accused of harboring neo-Nazi and white supremacist ideology. This makes the Ukraine military the only one in the world to incorporate a far-right militia. In January 2018, Azov rolled out its street patrol unit called National Druzhina to restore order in the capital Kyiv. Instead, the unit carried out pogroms against the Roma community and attacked members of the LGBTQ community. Reports published by the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights have accused the Azov battalion to war crimes such as mass looting, unlawful detention, and torture. The report also accused the battalion of raping and torturing detainees in the Donbass region. A year after its induction into the Ukraine army, Canada and the United States announced that they would not support or train this neo-Nazi unit. However, the following year the U.S. lifted the ban under pressure from the Pentagon. In October 2019, 40 members of the U.S. Congress signed a letter unsuccessfully calling for the U.S. State Department to designate Azov as a foreign terrorist organization. In April 2021, Representative Alyssa Stotkin repeated the request, which included other white supremacist groups, to the Biden administration. Azov has been very active on Facebook and other social media platforms. In 2016, Facebook first designated the Azov Regiment a dangerous organization. Under the company's Dangerous Individuals and Organizations policy, Azov was banned from its platforms in 2019. The group was placed under Facebook's Tier 1 designation, which includes groups such as the ISIS. However, on the 24th of February 2022, the day Russia launched its invasion, Facebook reversed its ban, saying it would allow praise for Azov. They said that, they are making a narrow exception for praise of the Azov regiment strictly in the context of defending Ukraine, or in their role as part of the Ukraine National Guard. In a video posted by Ukraine's National Guard, Azov fighter was seen coating the bullets in pig fat to be used allegedly against Muslim Chechens. Transnational support for Azov has been wide, and Ukraine has emerged as a new hub for the far right across the world. Men from across 3 continents have been documented to join the Azov training units in order to seek combat experience and engage in similar ideology. The neo-Nazi ideology can be seen in social groups as well as in media and far-right political leaders. The Russia-Ukraine conflict has helped expose many of them, but the world is silent on this. As the Western countries want to defeat Russia so badly that they forgot about these neo-Nazi groups, and unfortunately helping these groups to grow stronger. If you found this video helpful, then please give it a like. Also, if you are new to the channel, then please consider subscribing.